Hello and welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's comic book order. And we're going to start off with a little bit of the Chotsky stuff before we get into the comic books. We're going to start with the Batman Who Laughs statues from DC Collectibles have arrived. And they are here. And that's what they look like. Next up from the Funko people, we have some Funko Pops. This one is going to be Mysterio arrived this week. Next up we have some inflatable mallets for Harley Quinn. Those of you who might know a naughty Harley for this Halloween, there's her hind right there. And then next up we have some Jim Lee poster portfolios, similar to the Stanley Lau's. As you can see in the lower corner, there is some damage. So we are going to have these replaced by Diamond. They usually are very quick about getting them to us. But they're gorgeous. A bunch of posters that are ready to be framed. You can remove them out of the book. Coffee table size book. Really great idea, great gift idea for the Jim Lee fans and for people who just like comic book art in their homes. Also, in this week is the new trade paperback for Umbrella Academy. Volume 3 is out, and they are here. Also, we'll have in the Shakespeare's bank from the Batman TV series 1967. We've got more of those in. We've got some regular figure penny bags as well. I think Captain America and a few others showed up. So a pretty big day for the Chotsky here at Fox's. We're going to start with the comic books with Marvel and issue 4 of Absolute Carnage. And then some of the beautiful variants. I love the fact that you can see his vertebrae back there. I think that's just fantastic. One of our top 5 covers of the week, this Absolute Carnage issue 4. Another variant is the Del Mundo Spider-Man anti-symbiote suit. Next up we have from Marvel, Absolute Carnage Avengers issue 1. And then also from Marvel we have Absolute Carnage Scream issue 3. And that's what the variant for Absolute Carnage Scream issue 3 looks like. Then next up also from Marvel, if you're sensing a theme here, Absolute Carnage versus Deadpool issue 3. And then we have the Leafield variant there, and look, feet. Then next up from Marvel, issue 4 of Arrow. And then we have the amazing Mary Jane variant of Arrow issue 4. Then from DC, we have issue 53 of Aquaman. And then, as always, the beautiful variant cover of Aquaman issue 53. Then we have Archie, The Married Life 10th Anniversary, issue 3. And then next up from DC, issue 81 of Batman, part of the City of Bane. And then one of the ties for cover of the week, because we have a multi-comic tie for best cover of the week. And this is one of them, the Batman issue 81 variant for City of Bane. It's actually an image of Nightfall where Bane is breaking Batman's back, and that is pretty cool. Next up from Dynamite, we have issue 5 of Betty Page Unbound. And then the beautiful photo variant cover for Betty Page Unbound is indeed a photograph of Betty Page. Then from Marvel we have Captain America 15. And one of our top 5 covers of the week is the Captain America issue 15 Amazing Mary Jane variant. And it's pretty cool because she's riding on the bike with Cap, but yet she has a Deadpool shirt on. Or a Spider-Man shirt. It's hard to tell. Another one of our covers of the week ties is from Marvel. So great job, Marvel, this week with some of your covers. Issue 11 of Captain Marvel. That is just a fantastically gorgeous cover, and we're going to honor that by trying to make it our cover of the week, but there were a couple of others that tied with it, so we're flummoxed, so we've got a tie. But then there's the variant cover for Captain Marvel issue 11. Next up from Dynamite Publishing, issue 2 of Chastity. And one of our top 5 covers of the week is the Chastity issue 2 variant cover. She looks kind of like a troubled little sexpot teen that's out on the streets getting in trouble, turning tricks, making a living. Hard lives. Next up, also from Marvel, issue 3 of Contagion. And that is the Contagion issue 3 variant cover. Next up from Red 5 Comics, issue 3 of The Dark Age. And then from Aftershock Comics, we have Dark Red, issue 7. Image Publishing comes in next with issue 6 of Excellence. Then Boom Studios arrives with issue 10 of Josh Whedon's Firefly by Greg Pak. DC comes in next with the second installment of Flash Forward, issue 2. Another one of our top 5 covers of the week. Flash Forward, issue 2 variant cover. Gorgeous. Next up from Image, and if you're not reading this, there's something wrong with you. It is the 2019 Eisner Award winner for Best New Series, Gideon Falls, issue 17. Fantastic story. Get you some, find out what those barn spikes are all about. Oh wait, she found out what they're all about. The variant for issue 17 of Gideon Falls. Next up from Alterna Comics, just to keep Joseph happy, Gods and Gears, issue 1. Beautiful thing about Alterna, they're putting all their comics out at $1.50. How can you go wrong? Great stories, great reads, $1.50. Can't argue with that at all. Next up, from Marvel, we have issue 10 of Donny Cates' Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you're digging Venom, Donny Cates, the guy that's writing that, is also doing the current run of Guardians of the Galaxy. And that looks pretty cool. And then we have the Amazing Mary Jane variant for Guardians of the Galaxy issue 10. Next up, also from Marvel, History of the Marvel Universe, issue 4. And then we also have the History of the Marvel Universe, issue 4 variant cover. Then from Image Publishing, issue 9 of Hit Girl. DC is up next with issue 2 of Inferior 5. Sounds like some of the women Mr. Fox took out when he was in high school. Next up, from Marvel, Journey to Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, issue 2. Next up from DC, issue 34 of Justice League. And one of our top 5 covers of the week, the Justice League 34 variant cover. Just absolutely beautiful. Then from Image Publishing, Aftershock Publishing is up next with Killer Groove, issue 5. We were going to put this in the top 5 covers, but they put the price tag right on the front of it and just ruined it. We can't get those price tags off without ruining the comic. So it is what it is. Valiant is up next, and you know if you're not reading Valiant, there is what? Something wrong with you. See, there, she gets it. Issue 4 of Killers. And for those of you that have Killers on your pull list, you will be receiving this, the pre-order edition. It has additional pages of content and a different cover at the same price. Heck of a value and bargain, brought to you by Fox Comics and Games, beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. Next up from Titan Comics, issue 9 of Life is Strange. And then from Image Publishing, a highly anticipated book. A lot of people looking forward to this one hitting. The Marked, issue 1. looks pretty wild, and it appears to involve her tattoos. I'm not going to give it away, but I'm just going to say that's probably got a little something to do with it. But that's one of the variants. And then we have what looks to be a Halloween-themed, just really playful cover C for the Marked. Absolutely wonderful. Great job. This one made our top 5 covers of the week image, so good job by you all. DC, issue 1 of Metal Men. These are all guys that like listening to metal and hair metal back from the 80s and 90s. So if you like Poison or Rad or any of that, this is the book for you. And then the variant cover, absolutely gorgeous. Did not quite make the top 5. I think it got up to 8. And that was as high as it could get. IDW is up next with another one of our top 5 covers of the week. My Little Pony 83. And it made cover of the week because the pony's there smoking a pipe, but it's Bubbles. And so it looks inappropriate, but no, it's absolutely fine. Next up from DC, issue 65 of Nightwing. And a gorgeous Nightwing issue 65 variant cover. Great job, DC. Next up from Boom Studios, issue 3 of Once and Future number 3. Those who are still looking for copies of number 2, some of this you might have gotten 1 or 2 tried to get 2 at another comic store and they didn't have them. We have more issues of number 2 that came in. I believe it is the 2nd or 3rd printing of that, but we did get more of issue 2 for those of you that came up a little bit short. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, issue 4 of The Orville. And then next up from Valiant, we have issue 5 of Psylords. And for those of you who have Psylords on your pull list, obviously you're going to get the pre-order edition with more pages of content at the same price and a different cover. Then next up we have from Image, issue 15 of The Realm. This has been a fantastic run. I would highly suggest any of you that haven't read The Realm to jump on it. If you haven't started reading it, you're only 15 issues behind. Get your trade paperback here or at your local store. It's a great read. You'll enjoy it very much. That's the variant cover for The Realm, issue 15. Then from Oni Press, issue 2 of Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons, chapter 2, Painscape. Pretty pain cave. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 10 of Savage Sword of Conan. Not to be confused with Gonad the Barbarian. Then from Boom Studios, we have issue 2 of Something is Killing the Children. You do have to whisper that title or otherwise people get alarmed and call the police. And then from Marvel, highly anticipated, lots of people waiting for this, we have issue 2 of J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man. Then we have from Albatross, we have Scary Stories Fit for Kids, Spook House, their 2019 Halloween special. Dark Horse Publishing comes in next with issue 2 of Steeple. So just remember, here's the church, there's the steeple. So there it is. Next up from Dark Horse Comics, issue 3 of Strayed. If they kill that cat, I swear to you, I'm going to Dark Horse and I'm fixing some business because I don't want that cat to be killed. So they need to keep the cat alive if you're out there listening. And that's the odd variant for Strayed, issue 3. Then next up from DC, highly anticipated Frank Miller's Superman Year 1. And I believe that to be issue 3, if I'm not mistaken. And then I'm just going to go ahead and say this out loud because that's who Mr. Fox is. It might be issue 2 on that. Book 3. It's book 3. This is the variant cover for Frank Miller. And I know Frank Miller may have drawn this. Maybe he didn't. Maybe some kid drew it with his foot. I don't know. But DC, you got to do better than that on Black Label series. You just do. That's an awful cover. I don't even know what that is. It's just awful. So those of you who are expecting really great variant on that, we're just going to apologize for DC because I'm sure they're sorry about it. Next up, also from DC, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, issue 4. And as always, the variant cover for that. Then also from DC, Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Batman Nightfall, issue 1. Then from DC, we have issue 35 of Teen Titans. And then the variant cover for Teen Titans, issue 35. Next up, also from DC, is Titans Burning Rage, issue 3. Sounds like Mrs. Fox. Image Publishing is up next with issue 2 of Trees, 3 Fates. It's the second volume of Warren Ellis's run, and it's phenomenal. Then next up from Dynamite, and one of the covers that is tied for cover of the week. I hope you have it on your pull list because these are going to go fast. We have issue 4 from Dynamite Publishing of Vampirilla. And as you can see, that is just a stunning, beautiful cover. Great for the holiday season. What's not to like? DC is up next with Wonder Woman, Come Back to Me, issue 4. Another highly anticipated title for those of you who've been enjoying House of X and Powers of X. Issue 1 of Jonathan Hickman's X-Men. Just fantastic. Another one of our covers of the week, Good Job Marvel, is the Stanley Lau X-Men #1 Art Germ variant. Fantastic work, beautiful, what's not to like? And then some of the other variants for X-Men 1 that are available. Tried to bring in as many of the variants as we could, knowing that there are quite a few people that enjoy X-Men. And then I think this is billed as the every X-Men ever variant. So I think it's got every character that's ever been considered an X-Men in there. So that is the comics this week. We hope you can get in Wednesday, October 16th, and shop at Fox's in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. Thanks so much.